Good morning, everyone. Hey, Shadow Daddle. Good morning, everyone. My baby, is it my baby for real? Good morning, everyone. It's the day after 4th of July, and I just wanted to really just come here just for a quick minute because I am headed to work, and just for a quick minute and just share a little bit what's a little bit what's going on in my mind, because y'all know this here is my therapy. Okay, this is when I talk to myself. It's like talking to a psychiatrist without paying. So anyway, so yesterday was 4th of July. It was a great, you know what, honestly, I'm gonna have to say it was a great day. It really was. And it was an enlightening day as well, and that's the thing for me is I have, how can I say this? I have always, how can I say it? Just say it truthfully. I've always felt left out of my family. I've always have. I'm saying since I was a little child. It's just, I've always felt left out. It was like I was on the outside looking in, and everybody was looking in the window at me. You know what I'm saying? But no one was opening the door, and that's how I've always felt. So, as an adult, I guess different things trigger you, and now I'm kind of understanding people's triggers. I know my triggers, I know my triggers far as drug use, far as falling back in the old behavior and stuff like that. I know my triggers, so I kind of when I feel them coming on, I kind of work through them. And like I said, it's triggers, now, when things happen, and I feel like I'm on the outside looking in, and I tell myself all the time, and I really do. I ain't about to cry, my eyes just watery. No, but I really do. I tell myself, oh, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. But it genuinely does bother me. And it does. I'm going to get over it. Most definitely I am. I got over it years ago. Going to get over it years in the future. You know what I'm saying? Is that, it's just that I set myself up for, and that's what bothers me the most, and that's what bothers me the most, is because I set myself up for disaster. You know what I'm saying? For those old feelings coming back. I left my nails too. I'm gonna get them done again, but it's gonna be a different kind of pride. But anyway, it was just something. It's just triggers, and for me. And I used to no, and I used to say, "Oh, it's not about me. It's about how, my husband feels and everything." Because I always want him to be happy. Yes, I always want him to be comfortable, and I always want him to feel included. So when it's not, it bothers me. It bothers me as well. I'm not even going to, beat around the bush. It does. It bothers me. I am going to get over it, most definitely, because I did, and I became a better person. And I became a better person after I got away and didn't have to feel like I was the left shoe, or feel like that I wasn't included. You know what I'm saying? And then when you say something, you know what I'm saying, people like, "Oh, your family, you always welcome." How the hell I'm welcome? I don't know nobody's address. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, I don't know nobody's address. So how am I always welcome? How am I family and I'm always welcome? I'm not. Okay, so we're not gonna play those games. And that's the thing that bothers me, is when people play those games instead of just being straight up and saying, you know what, we forgot about you, or you know what, we didn't know you wanted to come, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You could have said anything, but you but people, try to say they include you, but they don't. And that's what I'm sitting up here saying. Me and William been here, and a few things. I work a lot. I worked yesterday. I really did. I'm going to work a couple of hours early today. But I'm saying, I work. I'm saying I worked yesterday. But as soon as I got off work, shoot, I came home tired as hell. Came home because I got up early and went up in there. Came home, and when I came home, changed my clothes, changed my wig. Did I change my wig? No, I didn't change my wig, but changed my clothes, put lashes on, and went to Auntie Babetti's house, who invited me, who actually called me and said, "Hey, you want to come over here for the 4th of July?" I said, "Go over where?" She sent me her address. You know what I'm saying? That's showing me that I'm always welcome. She showed me that, and you don't think if I would have got that same invitation from one of my siblings and their family, I wouldn't have stopped by? Okay, I would went to Baby Eddie, stayed for a second, like I did, and stopped by. You know what I'm saying? Because another situation over there that kind of blew me away. But then again, once I came home and I thought about it, it really didn't blow me as much as it did at the time. You know what I'm saying? With my cousin Coco. My cousin Coco is the same person she was 50 years ago. Okay, she ain't gonna never change. That's who she is. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? But when she see me changing, and she see and she see that I'm a different person, she see that I got what I got. And I tell people don't be jealous because of what you got. People just be jealous because you got what you got. And her behavior was horrible yesterday. I said, hey, walked in, say hello to everybody, was happy to see everybody, was happy to see her because I haven't seen her in a long time, and was happy to see her. And she gave me a look. I said, you know what? I said, that's how we gonna keep it. That's how we gonna keep it. I'm telling you, I'm done with forcing myself on anyone. I'm done with trying to understand people's disdain or whatever for me, and I ain't done nothing. I ain't done nothing to you, child. Ain't done nothing to you, but anything I done to you in the past, it was to help you. So I'm trying to figure out how the hell you got an attitude with somebody who only helped you in the past. I ain't got that shit for you now because I'm married, but you know what? I was listening to something, and a guy said, you know what? Once you're no longer a need for someone, that's when they act like they act to you. So this is who you've been from this is who you always been. Cause you always talked about me behind my back. I just didn't go back. I just didn't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? But you always did, cause that's who you is. Cause you talk to me you talk about other people, but to me behind your back. That's what they do. That's what people do. I don't. That's not what I do. I don't call nobody and say, ooh, did you hear so-and-so this? Or sit around somebody and talk about somebody else or something like that. That ain't where I'm at. That's just not who I am. And I guess that right there is affecting a lot of people's view of me because that's who I used to be. I'm not that anymore. Okay, I have a husband, I have dogs, I have a home to take care of. I got a damn job I got to go to every damn day. Seriously. And that's the thing for me is, so that kind of threw me back. And then, Peaches called me and she's like, me, mama, aunt, me, grandma, and Pee Wee was on mama, like, wow, she act like that. I said, you know what? It really don't even matter, girl. Cause she showed me her true color. She showed me her true color. She's sitting up there and child, please, she miserable. She miserable. Ain't never been able to keep a man. Ain't never been nothing but a beggar. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, she, you know, and not, you know, to even talk about people. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you know, people know who she is. But I'm saying, but you know, no matter how much in the mud and all that she was, I always was there with her when people was taking advantage of her out of her food stamps and her little monthly checks and shit like that. When people was taking advantage of all that shit, I never once, okay, that bitch can't never say she gave me nothing. I ain't never once. I was on the streets then, shit. I could have used a few food stamps. No, I couldn't. Because I knew how to get my food if I was hungry. But I'm saying, but at the end of the day, that's what I'm sitting up here saying. And I walked away and I was like, you know what? I realized, and I said, I'm going to start being more vulnerable. I realized it did bother me. It really did. It hurt my feelings. Because you know how you just on the streets and you see somebody you used to know and you be like, oh, that's so-and-so. And you run up to them and you be happy to see them and they be like, hey, how you doing? That kind of hurt. You know what I'm saying? It do. I don't care how tough you is. It bothers you. You be like, oh no, I didn't run up on this bitch and this bitch gonna turn around and act like this. You know what I'm saying? So, me being me, who I said I was going to start being a little bit more vulnerable, and I'm going to start telling people exactly how I feel. So once something is over or something is no longer in my circle, they're gonna know why. You ain't gonna have to guess. You are not gonna have to guess, okay? So you know, so when she got up to go beg her mama for a couple of dollars, and I was standing with her mama and she was begging her for a couple of dollars or whatever, and I told her, I said, you know what? I said, it really hurt my feelings how you acting towards me, and I don't understand why. And she didn't say nothing and just walked on the way. And she didn't say nothing and walked on the way, act like I wasn't even talking to her. And everybody's like, you don't hear her talking to you? I said, you know what? People gonna be people. People gonna be people. People gonna be who they is. And guess what? And I'm going to let them. Believe it or not, I'm going to let them. Since we on that terms, and I'm the type of person now where I say no matter where I go, I'm gonna be where when I walk in, I don't care if I like you, if I don't like you, I'm going to be pleasant and I'm going to speak to you and everything like that. I'm not speaking to that bitch ever again in my life. I'm not, because I gave you 2 opportunities. I didn't give you 1. I gave you 2 opportunities just to tell me what was going on or reciprocate my kindness. You could have been like, oh, you know what? I feel this way, and this is why I feel this way. But you don't feel that I deserve that. Since you feel I don't deserve that, I don't feel you deserve any of my energy. You're not there. Just like my Auntie Pat, I would never ever say nothing else to her, and I would never be mean to her. I'm never gonna be mean to nobody. I ain't gonna be mean to nobody. I told you, when I stop messing with people now, I'm not gonna be mean to them. I'm just gonna live my life. Child, please, they don't exist, honey. These people didn't exist when I was in fucking Vegas, when I was in Salt Lake City, and all these other places. They didn't exist. I'm thinking when I came back home, you know, certain situations would be different. I really did. But I see it's not. So guess what? I know what I gotta do. I gotta focus on this family here, and I gotta focus on the people who are going to be in my life, and that's it. And yes, it hurts. Yes, it bothers me. Yes, you know, it makes you feel some kind of way, especially if this is what you've been dealing with forever. You know what I'm saying? I realized, to be truthful, to be 100% truthful, and it's sad to say, you know, and see, older people always say, "Oh, I'm not gonna change. This is who I am," and like this is who you are, and I have to accept this bullshit. No, I don't have to accept who the fuck you is. If it's disrespecting me, if it's not, you know, showing me human kindness, I don't have to accept that. You can still be the same person who the fuck you is, and I don't have to deal with you. I swear to God, I don't. And I'm gonna go through a grieving process. Yes, going through slightly one now, but I'm gonna go through a grieving process. But thank God I got William to lean on, and thank God I got these dogs to lean on. So I don't feel totally alone like I used to. Like I used to. I don't feel totally alone no more. So that helps. But like I said, you know, it's for me. Like I said, I'm just gonna give what is given to me. I am and it's just gonna be like that from here on out. And I just want to not be who these people is. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be fake. I'm not gonna be fake. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. You know, my career, in my career, I'm soaring. You know what I'm saying? I'm needed. I'm wanted. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know what? And that's what I have to focus on, because I'm in my home. I'm needed. I'm wanted. You know what I'm saying? That's what I need. That's what I need to focus on. For the people who don't look at me as a need or a want, I gotta move on. I do. And so, with that, just wanted to get it off my head, because it was really kind of weighing on me for a bit. You know what I'm saying? Because these people, I was like, that's who I am. Not, you know, I'm this and I'm that. You know what I'm saying? You've been that for 50 goddamn years, and how is it working out for you? I guess it is working out for them, because they okay. So I guess it is working out for them. You know, you know, and because they dealing with people with, I don't know. I can't say with low self-esteem shit. I had low self-esteem for a while. That's when they liked me. Oh, okay. Truthfully, okay, but at the same time, you know, like I said, you know, what happens? Whew. Shit, it's time for me to get up and go to work. I'm gonna stop and get something to eat probably. Yeah, we can stop and get a sub sandwich that I could take to work with me, William. You hear me? Huh? Yeah. Shadow, come here so I can get some love before I go. Come on, so I can get some love. Give me some love. That's my baby. Watch this. Shadow, come give me some love. Come on, get up here. Come on, get up here. Oh, that's my big baby. That's her baby. Give me some sugar. That's my baby. That's my baby. Okay. Let's go get your treat. But in order for you to get a treat, you have to, come here, Shadow. Woo. Look at that. You have to catch your tail. Get your tail. Now you can get a treat. Get a treat. Okay, so that right there, should make me the happiest person in the world, just to see my baby try to get her tail. I love you, girl. Okay, let's get you a treat. Okay, so y'all, bye. I gotta get to work.